February, which means that by now, most of us have already gone tits up on our New Year's resolutions. It's not surprising, considering that more of us resolved to lose weight than we did to have more sex. We are all very stupid. Given that this is the time of year when we're all obsessed with our own weight, there may be no better time to talk about how doctors are obsessed with it too. The healthcare industry is endangering the lives of people who are obese by giving them critically inadequate care. Unfortunately, the only ones covering it are morning shows, as you will see.
Research about fat shaming at the doctor's office revealing that the way physicians address overweight patients may be doing more harm than good.
A big part of the problem is just this tendency by healthcare providers to assume that any symptoms can be blamed on weight. Everything from like a broken ankle to a sinus infection.
This was a study done at University of Connecticut Department of Psychology, and they were looking at this issue called sizeism, which is the practice of thinking that you can assess someone's health purely by their body size. They found that a lot of these doctors considered people who are overweight or obese to be bad, lazy, stupid, worthless.
Oh my God, did you see me on Good Morning America? What was that segment about? I couldn't hear. Was it death? Oh my God, okay. Nowhere is size discrimination more alarming than in the medical industry. This is a segment we are calling
Thick, not sick.
Asterisk, don't worry, you can laugh. This was written by fat people.
Asterisk, asterisk, the word fat is fine, if you're nice about it.
Here's some shocking news that may change your life. Fat people are just like everyone else. Some eat intuitively and exercise 5 days a week, you know, like thin people. Some eat pizza bagels for dinner and only get Fitbit steps when they masturbate, you know, like thin people. You simply cannot know a person's health based purely on looking at them, even if you're a doctor. But it doesn't stop doctors from trying. One study found that doctors spend less time with obese patients, and they may fail to give them medically necessary tests, instead telling them they just need to lose weight. Doctors' fat bias isn't just rude, it's medical negligence that can kill people.
We have a woman who says she was misdiagnosed by doctors because of her weight for years. Rebecca Hiles says she was body shamed and told her size was leading to her health problems. But it turns out she had cancer.
It was very scary to exist in a body that I thought was failing me and have medical professionals who didn't seem to take me seriously. By the end of it, I had coughed up blood repeatedly.
The fuck? Coughing up blood is not a symptom of being fat. Her doctor would have been more correct diagnosing her with Moulin Rouge disease. There are countless stories of doctors failing to properly diagnose obese patients. In Virginia, a woman complained to her orthopedist about an ache in her hip. He diagnosed her with something called obesity pain without ever examining her. She later learned she had scoliosis, a condition not caused by obesity. And I thought the scariest thing fat people dealt with was insulting plus-size clothes. Oh, that is a real t-shirt being sold to real fat people who deserve better. It is also a hate crime to multiple groups. Even when doctors try to treat obese patients as people, insurance companies may require them to bring up their patient's weight or risk being denied reimbursement. That is awful. No other business requires its workers to tell the customers they're fat. Well, I mean, okay, Victoria's Secret and Brandy Melville and basically all of women's retail, but other than that, no other business. Now, you may be wondering, isn't shaming fat people into dieting worth it if it means they lose weight? You would be Reddit, and you would be wrong. Mainly because diets don't work, assholes! There are many studies that show diets don't work. UCLA researchers found that the majority of people who lose weight on a diet regain it all within 5 years. Essentially, the only person who doesn't is Christian Bale, who's so good at gaining and losing weight, his next role should be Bridget Jones in Bridget Jones: The Dark Knight. Can a woman have a career, be a mom, and be the Batman? Probably not. What's more, yo-yo dieting may be even harder on your body than just being fat. It's been linked to heart disease, stroke, and diabetes, and some researchers have concluded most dieters would have been better off if they hadn't gone on a diet at all. Bad treatment discourages patients from seeking care. Obese women are more likely to delay mammograms and pap smears, which is partially responsible for the fact that they're more likely to die from breast and cervical cancers. I'm sorry, was that a bummer? I can do it the way Good Morning America does. they're more likely to die from breast and cervical cancers. That did not help. Look, I'm not suggesting doctors shouldn't talk to overweight patients about healthy eating and exercise. I'm saying they should talk to all patients about it with empathy and with a focus on self-acceptance. You will actually be saving lives. My doctors rarely ask me about what I eat, which is a mistake because ever since this skull and bones reject joined the Supreme Court, my blood is mostly cheese spray. By the way, fat shaming is so pervasive, we even struggled to avoid it in the making of this piece. We found a lot of great print articles, but when it came to our broadcast news, the footage was almost always dehumanizing, literally. In the news business, they actually call this headless B-roll butts and guts. It's mean. I mean, at the very least, don't film the lady wearing a one-of-a-kind solar system vest. That lady definitely recognizes her awesome space vest, and so do all her friends. If your footage is so unkind you need to cut off people's heads to avoid getting sued, do not shoot it. Anyway, the news, I'm sure you don't mean to be so insulting. Maybe this is all the footage you could find. So we did you a little favor, presenting Full Frontal's non-shitty stock footage of fat people starring Ashley and Kristen, who again wrote this act. Did you know that fat people have heads in addition to asses that don't quit? Here you'll see fat people just going about their day, living their damn lives and being happy, because why the fuck not? Look at them getting massages from shirtless men and drinking wine with shirtless men and having bodies that are none of your fucking business. Oh, we are making this footage available to any news outlet that would like to license it. If you're a reporter doing a story about weight, stop treating fat people like shit and license our footage by going to samanthab.com/fatpeoplehaveheads. We'll be right back.